Chester, Virginia sits about 30 to 45 minutes south of Richmond. This tight-knit community has several things to offer, from big box stores and chain restaurants to local small businesses and the long-standing mom-and-pop sit-downs. Don't be fooled by the small suburbia feeling though, because Chester has over 20,000 residents, and that's just the basic information. Schools like Thomasdale that house over 2,600 students, all of diverse backgrounds in both the children and the adults. Thomasdale was established in 1906 as an agricultural school, but wasn't given its current name until 1902. It is split over two campuses, one for freshmen at what's called the West Campus, which is the original building, and the main campus for sophomores through seniors. We also have an unofficial third campus. Many of the student population have free and reduced lunch, with 76% of students being found eligible for the program. In order to make sure students are fed, breakfast and lunch are free for all students. The admin team comprises of 2 assistant principals over on the West Campus, and on main campus it is our principal, associate principal, 2 assistant principals, and our 2 dean of students. We have over 180 faculty and staff members that only want the best for our students. For this interview, I asked Robin Kiku questions about the area, as both a parent and employee within the district. She came from the surrounding area and lives in the heart of Chester. Robin has described the families in the area and neighborhoods that she lives and have lived in as passionate about their beliefs, but they will look out for each other. And it's almost like you actually get to know your neighbors. Robin has 2 children, one of which is at Curtis Elementary School right next door to Dale, and the other is at Elizabeth Davis Middle School, one of Thomasdale's feeder schools. And she feels like that those schools always do events and outreach for the students. But in regards to the students at Dale, she has heard from her friends that she feels like they give the appropriate amount of information. Her friend Andrea also happens to say that's realistic for the size of the school, and everything that you need to know comes in an email or is in parent view. You have the planned communities of Rivers Bend that house the more upper middle and upper class income families, but you also have Greenlee Mobile Home Community, which houses the more lower income families as well. Despite their income differences, many of the families attend the same churches. Chester also has a large church presence surrounding the area. Many of the churches tend to reach out to Thomasdale teachers as well as other district teachers and help feed the community, as well as do outreach with the students in lower income families. There are several local church groups that tend to hold events near or on school property, such as Easter egg hunts for families to join in. Outside of attending churches, many locals also like going to Cinema Cafe for a meal and a movie. If people are going to Cinema Cafe, you can always find them at the YMCA playing a pickup game of basketball or soccer. Thomasdale and the YMCA have worked together multiple times during power outages to help give those water and electricity until it came back on. An example being this past January, there was a huge storm that wiped out water and electricity for teachers up in the Richmond area. Thomasdale worked really closely with the YMCA in order for teachers to get a shower, charge their devices, and get out of the house. Overall, Chester is a large area with small town feelings. A common theme from my conversation with Robin and asking a few other locals whose own students go to Thomasdale is that the school gives a realistic level of communication. The school tends to keep everyone informed through their website, social media, and emails. I think that this is important because many of the parents rely on this type of communication, especially at the high school level, due to pullback in parent involvement. The biggest recommendation I could make looking at the area is that the school does not offer a lot of multilingual forms of communication unless it's to certain announcements. The district also tends to be the bigger source of family and community engagement than the school itself these days. It appears that the middle school and elementary schools tend to do more family and community engagement, and the high school relies more on the community itself engaging than the school. Besides that, it appears people who live in Chester tend to enjoy it no matter what.